Hi, my name is Amanda Kong, and I'm one of the pre-health advisors here in the College of Arts and Sciences in Tyson Hall. And today I'm going to be talking to you about podiatry prerequisites. So in order to become a doctor of podiatric medicine or a DPM, right, they do require that you complete certain kinds of coursework and a certain amount of it before you're even eligible to apply to these programs. So this presentation is going to cover the common requirements that'll get you in about 80 to 90% of schools. We'll also go over any requirements that may vary program to program, and any highly recommended courses that you might want to do. We'll also go over the nuances of doing this coursework and some resources to help you develop a grad plan. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the common requirements. Now, an important thing to know before I fully get started here is that these are prerequisites that enable you to become eligible to apply to podiatric programs. However, these are very different from your major requirements and your university requirements. So do not think that just by completing all of these prerequisites that you're automatically going to be able to graduate. That may not be the case, especially if you're in a major that is not a STEM major, right? Okay, so for the common requirements, we're actually going to start with 1 year of general chemistry with labs. That's Chem 221 and 227, Chem 222 and 228, and 223 and 229. We're also going to do 1 year of general bio with labs. So that's biology 211, 212, and 214. Do not take 213 unless you are a biology major. Most of us just need bio 214. Okay, and not 213, which is the plant stuff, right? You'll also need 1 year of physics with lab. That's physics 201 and 204, 202 and 205, and 203 and 206. So now you'll see here that both chemistry and physics have labs. So does biology, but for chemistry and physics, they both have a separate lab class, right? Chem 227, physics 204, right? But biology only has one class code. That's because the lab is actually embedded within biology itself. So whereas chemistry and physics need a separate lecture and a separate lab, the lecture is 4 credits and the lab is 2 credits. Think of biology 211, 212, and 214 like a 3-credit course with a 2-credit lab, all under the same subject code. You're going to need to do 1 year of organic chemistry with labs. That's Chem 331 and 337, Chem 335 and 338, and Chem 336. And then 1/4 of English literature, which is generally fulfilled by your writing requirements, as you can see here. Okay, so requirements that may vary. Biochemistry. Not all programs need biochemistry, but biochemistry and the psychology classes are really good to take because you're going to have to take the MCAT, and the MCAT does have questions about biochemistry and psychology on it, right? So you may not need it for podiatric schools in specific, but you may need it in order to do well on the MCAT, right? So consider taking it. Other highly recommended courses are a year of anatomy and physiology. That would be HIFI 321, 322, 323, 324, and 325. 1/4 of microbiology, bio 330. 331, the lab is also kind of variable from school to school. And then psychology for the MCAT would be doing Psych 201Z, 202Z, and maybe Psych 304, biopsychology. 201Z is mind and body, 202Z is mind and society, 304 is, gosh, I just said it, and I don't remember what it is. Biopsychology for the MCAT. So you do need all of these prerequisite courses to be graded, right? C or better. If you need to take them pass, no pass because you need to protect your GPA or it was first term grade forgiveness, that's totally fine. I'm glad that you did that, but you will have to retake them at some point for the grade. Some prerequisites might expire. Typically, this happens most often with anatomy and physiology. That they want you to take anatomy and phys. Within 5 or 7 years of entering into their podiatric school program. right? So keep an eye out for that. They may or may not accept AP or IB credit. That is honestly changing across the board for a lot of schools across the country. So we may see that on its way out. But for right now, it's going to vary considerably. Again, do the research and double check. So a general rule of thumb is to follow our common requirements list. Like I said, that'll get you into 80, or get you to able to apply to about 80–90% of programs. And then research programs through the American Association of Colleges of Podiatric Medicine, the AACPM, right? They're really great. They have a large directory that you can filter through. And it's a very, kind of close-knit community, right? Because there are not that many colleges of podiatric medicine across the country. While you're looking at these schools, you might notice some funky language. So for example, we're on the quarter system here at UO, but they might be on the semester system. And they might be giving you the credit numbers in semester credit, not quarter credit. So how do you figure this out? Well, it's pretty easy math, right? If they give you the number of semester credits, you're just going to multiply that number by 1.5. So for example, a school says you need 3 semester credits of biochem. That's going to end up being 4.5 quarter credits. Now you're like, hey, but UO's biochemistry is only 4 credits. Most of the classes here are only 4 credits. What do I do? Number one, get into contact with those admissions reps, right? They can tell you whether or not they're just going to round up from 4 to 4.5. And honestly, it is highly likely that they will. A lot of places will. But bear in mind that they might tell you, no, you need to take the class, right? If you need to take 8 credits in order to fulfill 4.5 credits, that's on you, not on them, is how they kind of see it, right? So it is worth it to contact these programs and just double check that there's no, kind of hidden requirement or something that we're just not seeing. Okay, so we're actually going to record another video where we go over how to develop a grad plan and some things to look out for. While you are thinking or while you're about to watch that video, think about these things. So take a close look at prerequisites. Please know that prerequisite courses is not the only way to have a prerequisite, right? So for example, you know that there are classes here at UO that have prerequisites of math, or have a prerequisite that you must be in junior standing or better, or longer, right? Things like that. So for example, if you want to take Bio 214, you need to make sure that you will have done Chem 223 and Bio 212 before you take Bio 214. If you got any bad grades, that's totally fine. Stuff happens, but do you need to retake the class for a C or better? And can you get that C or better, right? The point of retaking a class is to say, hey, I was maybe a little bit underprepared, but now I'm all good, right? If you can't say that, then it might be a little bit dicey to talk about it, right? It's hard to ignore though in your whole file. So I think it makes more sense to talk about these things if they come up. And then think about using your summers, right? Are you going to use your summers to do STEM classes, prerequisite classes, core ed classes, right? Are you trying to free up your schedule for the rest of the year? Things like that, right? There are generally some options for summer classes, very wide options for summer classes. All right, so keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that grad planning video. If you finish your grad plan and you want someone to check it out, feel free to take it to your major advisor. They can help you incorporate these prerequisites into your grad plan, or you can email it to us here at prehealthadvising@uoregon.u. You can even make an appointment. However, fall tends to be our busiest time of year. It is really hard to get an appointment. So I would definitely advise you to just email it to us if all you're looking for is some feedback on your grad plan. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. I hope this has given you some insight into what this process of becoming a podiatrist is like. And I hope that you are not too stressed out by it, right? Again, remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And we're looking ahead to the long term here, right? So if you're feeling momentarily anxious, again, remember to try to take the long view. Come in and talk to an advisor if you're feeling that bad. We can help you get sorted out. Okay. Thank you very much and have a great day.